everyone, welcome to Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with
Oberon.
And me, Banshee.
And it's a birthday celebration today. It's 1 year of the Monthly Modality Message. Woohoo!
I guess it's a birthday. I would have called it an anniversary.
It's taken baby steps, honest. It just learned how to walk.
Oh, okay. Well, all right then. So, it looks like my cards are mixed up. No, they're not.
But we want to welcome you to our Monthly Modality Message, which is our unique astrological tarot reading that combines the astrological modality energies for the month with a tarot card reading. We do this when the sun moves into the next sun sign. So as of today, January 19th, the sun has moved into
Aquarius.
Yay!
Woo! And so with that, we'll be doing the modalities of the zodiac. Basically, the modalities encompass one of the elements for each of the signs.
Mm-hmm. And there are 3 of them.
And there are 3 of them: Cardinal, Fixed, and Mutable. And there's 1 sign from each element in each of the modalities.
And so what that means is that in terms of what the modality energies do, activating, responding, planning, etc., is guided along with those elements, those other elements. They share more in common with you in the modality than maybe other signs might that are in your elemental association. From that viewpoint.
Right. So basically, we've created 3 separate readings for the month, for 1 for each modality. And we're about to get started. I'm going to let Mr. O shuffle. We will be starting with the cardinal signs, which are Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. This reading's for you. And it will be in effect until the sun enters Pisces.
Cardinal signs.
The first card. What changes will you initiate this month, cardinal signs? Ooh, Hangman reversed.
The Hanged Man reversed.
Well, you know what? I kind of think it's putting yourself first. Maybe that's the change you initiate this month. Is maybe you give a lot to other people. It's time now to focus on you.
This makes perfect sense because normally the Hanged Man in its upright position would indicate somebody who is extremely selfless to the point of sacrifice, nobility.
Right.
When it's reversed, though, these qualities are not so evident. So this would indicate that that's the change you need to initiate is just looking out for yourself a little bit more. We're past the holidays. You can focus on yourself.
Yeah, time to heal and take care of you. Make you first. So card number 2, how will you nurture and cultivate your goals, desires, or relationships? Oh, look at that. The Princess of Cups.
Like a champ. The Princess of Cups is kind of like the Page of Cups. So in this position, I'm thinking this is saying this is a person who has intuition about those things. This is a person who spends time thinking and empathizing with such goals and how they wish to do that. So this is the messenger of that kind of construction.
Well, there you have it. I think it's with a little empathy, with a little bit of caring, and with a little imagination and ingenuity too, some creative abilities. Think outside the box. So, how can you gain cooperation or support from others during this time period? Well, cardinal signs, you got the Wheel of Fortune.
Wheel of Fortune.
I don't know. I almost think that, this might mean that people will come along when you need them most. It's almost as if, I just feel looking at that card coming up here that you're not going to need to do much. It's just when the chips are down, suddenly people are going to appear to help you.
Right. This could be the effects of having a lot of luck on your side, of radiating lucky qualities, of radiating good change, and that maybe as you radiate the luck of the change of the wheel, this is what brings you cooperation and support.
Right place at the right time, you know. And card 4, how can your talents and resources best be put to use? Well,
3 of Swords upright. Well,
maybe by, how can you best put your talents to good use? Well, I don't know. I think it has something to do with that Queen of Cups there. It's by being nurturing when people need you most. When people are hurting this month, being that person who cares. But you know what? Then again, I think we have to relook at this whole reading, Mr. O, because it is about you this month. So maybe it's about, healing old wounds, healing things that have been hurting you and letting them go.
well, to me, this card is probably saying too that you, as a person who maybe has borne sorrow in the past, has borne heartache in the past, are in a better position. You can use those talents and experiences to maybe help others see that, or to just continue to help yourself in those matters, because you know what you have borne. You have borne that.
And Sunny is sitting on every single card we've just drawn.
But we're going to try to recap anyways.
We will try.
So our first card was the Hangman reversed.
And basically means that it changes you'll initiate is focusing on yourself this month. It's time. I mean, you've been caring a lot for others. You've been doing a lot for others. It's time to focus on you.
Right. Most of the sacrifices you've been making are for yourself. Now it's time to do things for yourself.
Card number 2 was how would you nurture or cultivate your goals, desires, or relationships? Well, it's true you're going to focus on you, but that does not mean that you should not care about others at the same time. And so, nurturing others through caring about their concerns and needs and, being there as a listening ear. But really, that's not going to be your total focus this month.
I think it's about your instinctive nature, your intuitive nature too. I think that these are the things that will just kind of kick into gear and help you as you need to do those things that will help you cultivate goals, seek relationships, nurture them.
And card number 3, how can you gain cooperation or support from others? I just feel like they're just going to be there when you need them. It's almost like a synchronicity thing going on here, but try to put yourself in the right place at the right time, I think is what this might be saying. And that's how you'll gain their cooperation.
And maybe this card is saying that in order to help others, you have to appear lucky and supportive to them. And this is a card of luck. So appearing to help them in their time of need, being there for them as a stroke of fate or destiny, because that's what friends are for, kind of thing, will help.
And how can you best put your talents, resources to use? Well, if it's not about healing yourself, which I really do feel that's a component of this, healing some old wounds, letting some old wounds go, and maybe that's why the focus is on you this month, cardinal signs, you. But the thing is that you may be doing this for others as well.
You heal yourself when you help to heal others.
Well, very good, Mr. O. Good wrap up there.
Alrighty.
So let's move on to the fixed signs.
Fixed signs are Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, and Taurus. And as cardinals are the initiators, fixed signs kind of hold that energy so that it can be reviewed and analyzed and keep producing.
All right. Here you go, Mr. O.
And we are joined by the Sun Man, of course, as usual. He luxuriates here.
We don't even have to put our whole setup, but somehow he knows we're going to be producing a video or live streaming, and he pops up.
I suppose he's a good luck token for us.
So, card 1.
Fixed signs.
What are the qualities you need to display in order to make a positive impression on others this time period? Fixed signs? Well,
Oh.
you've you've got the Nine of Cups. I would just say,
stand tall, walk proud, be proud of yourself, because this is like, showing you've got the goods and emulating really the pinnacle of acquisition, but mostly meant in a way that's pleasing. This is about, being pleased. This is heartfelt.
you need to show people that you know how to get what you want and get what you desire. And boy,
The
people
wish
will
card.
come flocking to you.
Right, you are the master of wishes.
All right, so second card is going to be, what can you share with others or allow others to share with you? Oh, no.
Queen of Cups, reverse.
I'll let you go, water sign.
Oh dear, this is a perfect card for this position here.
Oh, no.
What can you share with others? Well, I suppose maybe it's a give and take, of course, because if you show you're crazy, they're going to want to show they're crazy. But seriously speaking, this may be saying that you have high imaginative powers, hopefully for creation. And so this is what you should be sharing, is like, don't let it just go all away with yourself. Share some with others and maybe spark some influence there, and maybe they'll share their zany ideas with you, and there's going to be kind of like a collusion of zany that maybe is good. Maybe
I think
it's
you
not.
totally threw me off on what I was going to say with that.
That's what zany does.
It is reversed, this queen. And so I'm kind of getting the feeling that maybe this is about, sharing with each other your human qualities. You can't always put on a perfect face. You're not always going to be able to be together. And sometimes the world just brings you down, or people just bring you down. And I think that's what you can share, is like, it's okay sometimes, these things are only human.
Don't be afraid of over emotionalism, because we're all human and sometimes we just need to be able to relate.
Yeah. All right, so card 3. What role will your connections or the connections you make play in this cycle? Ooh, we got the Devil upright.
Well, this is a great card from a sense of business, because Capricorn is kind of business oriented there. This is number 3, right?
Yes, it's number 3, Mr. O.
I'm thinking that what this says is that your connections are really grounded in a certain way, but they may not have as much freedom for everybody. They might have more of a guideline in place that they really want you to kind of follow a line there. Can you help me out with this one, Banshee? I want to recoup, I think. Whoops, I'm sorry.
You know what? I'm taking a different approach on this one, because it's talking about connections and what role they will play in this cycle. Well, I have to say, I think you're going to be pretty obsessed with your connections this cycle. And so think about this now. Are you spending too much time on social media? Are you spending too much time, flipping screens and getting all wound up about, what somebody's saying about somebody else, or political stuff on there? Your connections might be a little bit overwhelming for you.
It's a trap. It's a trap.
this month.
It's a cookbook. No, wait.
And be sure, that things, I hesitate to use those words with what's going on politically, but that things don't get cult-like in a way, that you balance this, you balance your connections with the other aspects of your life. Don't let something like social media, etc., take over.
So whether your connections are frenemies, friends, or enemies, keep them just close enough.
Yeah. And card 4, how will you be able to achieve a balance between work and pleasure? Oh, look what we got again.
Oh,
well,
dear.
here's how: by focusing on you, by shifting your, by focusing on you. Now, the Hangman is reversed, so I think what it's saying is to definitely shift that focus away from work. Shift that focus from your distractions and focus on you, because maybe you're spending too much time on the social media and doing work and not paying enough attention to your needs.
Maybe you're spending more time trying to cultivate favor with your boss or somebody who's in charge, and you're making sacrifices that would be better made for yourself. So like Banshee says, I think this is saying if it's between work and pleasure, strike the even keel. You don't want to stay late after work all the time. You got
Right.
things to do.
Don't be the martyr. All right,
So
let's
let's
wrap
wrap
it
it
up again. So that first card was the qualities you need to display, and it's kind of like just show people you know how to get what you know how to make things happen. You know how to bring success. You know how to get what you desire. People will follow that. They will like that. They will
Right.
want to learn more.
People like lucky people.
Yeah. So, what can you share with others? Allow others to share with you. Share your feelings. Don't be afraid to letting loose once in a while. We're only human. And, we should be there for each other at times when we're a little bit stressed out.
Don't be afraid to have a good cry, or don't
Yeah.
be afraid to let others have a good cry. Don't be afraid to gnash your teeth or let others gnash their teeth. But don't let them do anything more than that.
And what about those connections? How will your connections affect you in this cycle? Well, don't be obsessed with it all. Don't stay on social media so long that it makes you crazy. If you're in other groups and organizations, moderate. Don't let them take over your life.
Render unto Caesar.
Okay. And finally, fixed signs, we have the Hangman reversed again. Got that in the other reading. How will you achieve a balance between work and pleasure? I really think it's saying you've been spending too much time on the work component, maybe even on the working with social networks component, and it's time to focus on you and your needs. Need more exercise? Need a better diet? Need to just have some calming time?
It could be that the things that you think you're giving up for others are really things you should just give up for yourself.
Yeah, very good, Mr. O. I will let you shuffle first.
All right, so now we are on to our last, the mutable
The
signs.
mutables.
Sagittarius, Pisces, Gemini, and Virgo. Mutable signs are the ones that kind of create the momentum towards change so that when the cycle begins again next month, it's ready for the Cardinals to do what they do, it's ready for the fixed to do what they do, and it's ready for the mutables to mutate again.
To mutable again.
To mutable again, yes.
All right. Okay.
Shuffly-doo.
Any announcements, Mr. O?
Well, don't forget tomorrow is installment number 2 of Goth Tarot, my new program, the short, dark look at everything in your life and maybe figuring it out from there. Also, too, we'll be back for our live stream Thursday night, 7 to 9 p.m.
And
of
come
course,
February.
Super Tarot Love Month. So I think there's going to be a promo attached to this feature here, so you can watch that. It'll give you a few details, and we're going to basically make Valentine's Day Valentine's Month.
Okay.
Okay, so card 1 for our mutables. How will we need to shift our perspective during this cycle? And we have the 10 of Cups. Well, we might have to do a big shifting here. We might have to realize that a lot of things that were making us feel good are no longer making us feel good. We may feel that there is a big change coming in terms of how much we're enjoying what we're doing here. And we may need to just really change. It may be coming more from our emotional centers of our life.
It may be coming from our personal lives rather than our business lives, but there are also things at work that can make you feel very unhappy in the work family. So the thing is, I think it's about your relations with others and, are they sustaining you or are they not? Are they argumentative? Is there a lot of quarreling and fighting going on right now in your life? A lot of tension and turmoil? I think that you have to shift your perspective a little bit away from this and try to be the peacemaker, or try to tell people, hey, I'm not playing this game anymore. I'm done. and kind of, I think that's what you have to shift away from, is shift away from being an active participant in this drama.
Card 2. How are others' emotions affecting us? And we have Taurus, the Hierophant, Major Arcana 5.
Well, I kind of think, well, do you want to go?
Go ahead.
Okay. I kind of think that the Hierophant is saying that, people are affecting, they're kind of making you a little bit standoffish, and a little bit kind of the feeling that you got to lay down the law a little bit here, lay down some ground rules.
I think that there's kind of like a sense of judgment coming into play here, that maybe people are feeling like, not as I say, as I do.
Don't you think it kind of fits with this in a way? It's kind of like there's been conflict, there's been quarrels, there's been fighting. And so maybe the shift in perspective is because other people's emotions are making you get to the point where you're going to say, hey, enough. This is what I'm going to tolerate, and this is what I'm not.
Right, sort of being in charge of what is allowed.
Yeah. All right.
That's good, Banshee.
Card 3. Thank you, Mr. O. What do I need to know or find out to better position myself for success?
The Hermit.
Reversed.
Well, it may be that you have to come out of your shell a little bit. It may be you have to take a few steps outward. It may be that you might have to look at the things you know and say, well, maybe there's a different perspective I could look at it from. Maybe it isn't just my perspective. Maybe there is another perspective. The Hermit sometimes sort of feels like he's the person who has the truth, but maybe when they're reversed, maybe they have to look for the truth themselves too.
Well, I think it's time, to share what you know with others, what you have learned, whether it's relating to this ongoing experience going on here or it's something else. Maybe it is just time to share your knowledge, and that in and of itself could be successful for you, because people really, think that you know what you're talking about, and they might call you for more advice or jobs. I mean, it just depends on the circumstances and what you are teaching. So it might be about giving lectures, workshops. It might be just about sharing knowledge, mentoring people, but it's time to share what you know.
Right, taken at face value, it is saying that in a way. I think that rather than keeping the knowledge and letting others come to you for it, it's kind of inverting it outward.
Yeah. And finally, what kind of adjustments will you need to make this month in order to be more effective and achieve success, you mutables?
We got that again. I guess this is the same for almost all of us this time, because this is saying you need to put yourself on top of things. You need to put your priority. Well, it happened in each of the others,
right,
too.
But that was not the last card in the first one. That might have been the first.
Right.
And so it's interesting that it was the first card in the Cardinals and the last card in the Fixed and Mutables reading. So yeah, I think there's a lot of focus on the self this time around.
Really, it's really about just saying you're the one who matters the most at this time, or that others' concerns just aren't reaching you right now. You have a priority to take care of.
Yeah, you know what? Taking care of yourself and making sure you're in top form will ensure that you can be more effective and move forward successfully. So you take care of you, and the rest should fall into place. Let's see what we have here. So, hey, shifting your focus, or perspective this month, it's time to get out of people's dramas and not be an active participant in fights or arguments. Whether you're being drawn into them or whether you are actually being argued at. Enough's enough. And that's followed by the Hierophant card here, which is also saying it's time maybe to lay down some ground rules, whether it's for yourself or others. I am only going to tolerate this, and if not, I am going to move on. So, hey, we need to do that once in a while.
You're in charge of regulating emotions. It's up to you to do it, basically.
And this, Mr. O?
The Hermit. Well, it could be that...
sharing your knowledge with others.
Yes, I'm sorry. I struggled there for that. But it could also be, too, that just you won't find people coming to you. So you will have to send it out to them, maybe.
See how I did that and jogged the old brain cells there?
Ah! Help.
And then finally,
almost
we
working.
have that end card again, the Hanged Man reversed. And the Hanged Man reversed is indicating that maybe this is a time to focus on you. We didn't, not to sacrifice to others, not to give too much away. You can share your knowledge, but you know what? Give yourself some time to really focus on your own needs, your own desires, and your own self.
So thank you for joining us for our anniversary monthly modality message.
Happy anniversary, Mr. O. We just like a party.
And we will see you next month.
Yep. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.